All right, I am here. Let's get this thing rolling. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing good. Let's see, we've got Skins out there, Casper's got Old Man 1022, English Adventure. Oh my gosh, all you guys. Fummin03, which we have to give a big debt of gratitude. I mean, this is pretty freaking awesome what I'm about to show you guys. With the help of Fummins and his magical genius. But we're going to do a little preview. I've been cranking on this map for the past couple days. Let me unpause the game. You guys should be able to hear the sound a little bit too. We got some wind noises. I hope you can hear that. I don't have a name on the boat, but man, uh, we may. Just that I have to get this repped up for the mod contest. So we're going to start off with the boat. And I'm going to go through the most recent changes as well. You can see that there are freight ships moving slowly around the island, as well as some tugs out there as well. We added those in. I put some trees out on the border edge to just give it a little bit of life as well. We're going to head around the map. I am going to play a little bit, hopefully, tonight. You will notice that the ports have a little bit of an overhaul with crane type filler, upper thingy bobbers, whatever, silos. They're basically silos for the water. Now, oh, field map indicator on 53. That is why I forgot. 53 field. I will fix that before the release for sure. Or we'll maybe even do it. I got to put it on my list. If I don't put it on my list, I forget. But thanks again for that. So, this is going to be really cool. And we will get this in the 19 map as well. But I did preload. I cheated a little bit on my save game here. If you bring up the menu, you'll notice that we have open cover on this thing. Now, all this was him. We have the cover can open on the boat. And I did do some work on the fill planes a little bit, but you notice we get the start filling trigger. This is one of the farm silos I preloaded with. Well, I got 500,000 barley, which you can see we are filling up, and you can move it around. But I redid the fill plane so it fills up nice as well, which is really cool. Thanks so much, Fummin03, for doing all that work that you did. I just added a couple finishing touches to the boat. I wanted the fill plane to look a little bit better, and I found a good shape and did a little research today, and all in all, it looks pretty darn sweet. It is pretty freaking beautiful, isn't it? Fumins did an awesome job getting that boat to open up, and it will hold 500,000 in each bin. Much better than what it was before. I mean, that is just really cool. I'm going to load up the boat. While I'm loading, I'm going to look and see where I'm going to sell. I have wheat and corn here. So this is my wheat, uh, Port Washington, and the corn is going to go to, oh, just figures, super duper. So corn has to go inland unless I decide to sell at Port Washington as well. But the best price is at the super duper right now. Oops, didn't mean to hit that key. But we can take this load over to Port Washington, which is, let me see which port is, whoops, I keep doing that because I need to find out which port is Port Washington. I can't even remember. Uh, the one right up above the river, so that's good. It's our next stop on the way. This is actually boat number 2 as well. So there are 2 boats in here now. Uh, and this is boat number 2 that I'm on right now. So we have 500,000. If we go to the next one, whoops, I went a little bit too far, but We can load it up with the corn. All these ports have the train access, as you can see. Trains are running just fine. Hey, JD Farmer, how you doing? Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I did have to put supports underneath a couple of the chutes here just so I could get the boat underneath. I didn't want any collisions with the boat or clipping through the. So I had to put them up pretty high, but it is pretty darn awesome the way that fills up. So we're going to get a little bit extra cash. We'll take a little ride around. There is a lot to show you tonight, a lot of little finishing touches. Could there be more done? Yeah, if I really wanted to, but this is a 4X JD Farmer 4X map, and we'll be taking a pretty good look at it tonight. I did several added enhancements. I got to a point where the stuff was in, and I just worked on adding more trees, more bushes, splines, fixing issues. We'll take a look around, might find an issue or two, like field 53, he said. Doesn't have the field map indicator correctly. Where is 53? Oh, okay, 53 is on top of 54, so 54 has to be moved off of 53. Okay, that's one thing that I'm writing it down. That has to be moved. That happens when I thought I got them all, but that one is off. So that is your overview map. You've got 62 fields, lots of mining, lots of stuff going on up north. Three-tier map. Yeah, the ports. How did I fix the fill planes? I never really messed with them. Like I said, I just scaled them up. Okay, so this is what I did. Because our bins were square, I went through the tippers and I found an absolutely square fill plane. That was kind of a necessity because, and it was in the SRB. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I keep hitting, I want to go to the store. So I took the shape for the fill plane out of. I looked through and I noticed that this had that one there, the Crampy, had a very flat shape to it. And I wanted a perfectly square fill plane. So I grabbed that one because it was a large vehicle and it had a perfectly square plane to fit in where we were going to. I scaled it up and then I freeze the transformation so that it was back to a scale of 1 to 1 to 1. And then I loaded in the mother bins. If you guys know, the mother bin mod is a very large bin. It has a large fill plane. And I took and I can show you this real quick because it's good stuff to know. The Coolman mother bins XML file. The biggest value I noticed that was causing issues was it was in the fill unit. Let's see. Fill volume configuration was the max delta 0.4. That is what I set mine to, and that is what changed it so that it would fill the. I forget what the original setting was, but I needed to change the max delta to get it to look good. And that's all. I scaled it up, put it in, so we're loaded. We can close the bin up anytime. And that's really the basic change on the boat. We do have the ability, again, that isn't in the 19 map yet, but we will get this over there. Gotta get it over now. But you do have the ability to pop out and walk off or on the boat. And there goes the other one, zooming right by, getting in my way. There we go. So you can climb up and enter the boat as it's going by standing right in front of the cab. Now these boats will, but when they're on the same spline, they can clip into each other when they go into the ports and exit the ports. I tried to get them on different lines, but the waterways are narrow in some spots, so might be able to do B3 if you make it a little longer. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's pretty darn sweet. Casper is God. You get to work. You have a good night. So you could load the boat up. You can see we've got some, and those ships are moving slowly around, which is kind of cool. I wanted to add a lot more life to the map. So this boat does go to every single port on the map. The other one just kind of does a small loop through the middle and back around, so it only goes to a couple. So that one's advantage is if you have to go to the one port down in the southeast, it's a much quicker ride. This one here, you have to go through the whole loop. Yeah, it's pretty darn sweet. So I like it the way it is too. I don't think we need more bins on it. We've got two huge bins. All the ports do hold sand, gravel, stone, salt, every product there as well. So you can pull this up in the back to the north port, load the north port up, and then sell off with this vehicle. There you see I put a traffic spline in. I've got just two for now. They go all the way around, just one basically, but two splines going, traffic going in each direction. So we've got some life of traffic on the map as well. We're going to head in to this Port Washington up here, and we're going to sell off our product. So we'll first make sure tip side front is selected. Yes. I'm going to get some extra cash because I'm actually playing the game. If you guys can hear the noises, you will hear different bird noises, but also you hear seagulls sometimes when you're out in the water or near the beach. So with this one, basically just slow down, line up near the silo, open up. We're going to dump this thing. Once we're underneath there, if I could stop quick enough, we're going to unload and sell our barley. And there goes 500,000 barley. That should get me a little bit of cash. And because I'm lazy right now, I'm going to bring up and sell the corn here too. Second best price. I don't feel like loading a train with it. So that one got me $388,897. Switch to my back bin. And we'll sell the corn too. So, pretty sweet. I think that came out pretty darn awesome. Could not have done it without Fumman's help though. Amazing job. There are a couple things I might still do to the boat eventually. I'd like to get an interior a little bit so when you're in the inside camera view, you have something to look at around the edge. But other and you don't see the water underneath you. So yeah, the inside cabin needs some work, but we're out of time. Exhaust smoke. I also would have liked to put some lights, like red lights along the edges, maybe even a beacon light. I'm going to take a drive around to show you the rest of the route of this boat. Oh, you will move out of the cab when you turn? Is that so? Well, it never seems to move out of the cab too much. I mean, we're pretty stationary in the cab. We'll see what happens when we On the inside camera, I don't think on the outside you move around, but on the inside camera, let's see what happens. We're going to head down the river. We're going to be taking a turn. I know that the way we did it was quite amazing, but we're not actually in the boat. We're actually in a hidden train car and pulling the boat, but we made it line up so that it works. All right, so we're drifting a little bit on the corners. I can see that. Still yet when you're in it, when you do tab in, it wouldn't be bad to at least not see the water underneath. So a little bit of a all right, so you drift a little bit left and right inside the camera. Not too bad. Yep, we can add the cab easily. I think something. All right, so the big ones, but yeah, you're gonna drift around a little. I don't want to be able to see water as I'm going around there. That's all I think would be the biggest thing. I'm not so concerned as much, but it would be cool to put the walls up, maybe a little window up the front. But either way, we're traveling down. You can import it from the stock boat, right? It'd be cool. So the two boats go around. This one goes everywhere. It will hit all the ports on the river. And I will go through some of the additional changes that we have coming up as well. And then we'll get to farming a little bit. But that is pretty darn awesome. Don't open it under a bridge though. That's not advised. You rip the top off. No, it won't do anything. But that is just pretty sweet, I think. Yeah, the red and green lights would have been cool. Yep. That it's a project. Everything's a project, but it is definitely far superior than what I had planned for the mod contest. So I'm gonna have to be satisfied, seeing as I want to get the entry in tomorrow, so that if anything goes wrong, uh, I have a couple days to get things, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna put the entry in tomorrow into the mod contest. See, hopefully that all goes well with that. We've got traffic, like I said, going all the way around the outside road in both directions. So, and about 55 miles an hour zipping right around. Now this turn up here was a little bit tight, but I also put the trees all the way around the outside just to give a little bit of a not looking at a flat plane out there. Yeah, with V2 we can have lights. There you go. So hopefully, I don't know how long it will be before they post all the mods that are in the mod contest. Maybe a day or two. I hope no, not too much longer than that. But you guys will have it soon, and we'll do some broadcasting. Try to get some votes. It took a week last time, yeah, so it might take an extra week. But we're real close. That's cool. Of course, once we get it, then we have to we'll be getting the scripts as well. So we'll be back to work soon after. So I put some buoys in the water as well. I don't know if you noticed those. I'm going to just drive through these ports, but these are stations for loading and unloading. Getting a little bit, it's a little jaggy. I have to, at least it doesn't hit the ground. I had to alter the splines quite a bit for the new boats and in a couple places it gets a little bit back and forth when you're going full speed. But it loads up just Shusha Gaming, thank you for the host there. I put that boat in as a decorative boat right there on the port. Just trying to find some extra things to eye candy. There's a lot of extra eye candy in the middle of the map too. Um, we're going around the backside of the island. So this boat ride is long, but this boat does go back through that other port in both directions, not just one. So it'll go both through both those ports in either direction. But if you're going to go from, I guess the longest part of this trip would be if you wanted to go from the silo back here, which is the North Station, all the way to Port Washington. It would be the longest drive possible. But you also can carry 1,000,000 at a time, so it will be and you could also just go to the close by port, load up silo and pick up with the train. Lots of options there. Up in this corner, I did another couple splines with the big freight ships and the tugboats. You will see them floating out in the distance when we come up around the corner. There's one, I could see it right now, way out there. Actually, I see two of the cargo ships out there. And we'll come around the corner. There are tugs. Oh, there should be tugboats out there too. I don't see any though. Tugboat spline. They must all be far away, or I messed it up. Either way. So this one here, silo is right kind of against the wall because it is a very tall wall, but you can fill it up above and drive underneath the north port right there, and then it'll loop back around. So basically this goes all the way back down and all the way back to where we started. And you do see the boats disappearing a little bit every now and then because we are off the map with this right now. This technically isn't even the map where we're driving. Thank you there, my Fortnite Wagster 23 for the follow. So technically everything out here is off the map and you will get a couple of different graphic things going on, but we won't hit that boat. That boat's on a spline that goes away. But it's kind of cool to go by them as they're floating. All right, let's go to... There's boat number 2 going around by itself. I'm going to go first to the trains. We'll take a little train ride. You will notice on the trains, really the only addition is 29. Is it? Nope. No, wait. 34. 34. 19 and 15. 34 working railroad crossing signals are now in the map. And you can see we've got boats floating out there. So as we're going around, anytime we get to... Oh, yeah. There's also over 200 parked cars put on the map now. Wherever there were parking spots, currently I filled them up. Well, as you can see, there's the little supermarket, and there's tons of cars in the parking lot back there. Railroad crossing. All the bells are working. And they go down quite in advance because if you are going 100 miles an hour in the train, you're going to want them to drop pretty early. So there were some adjustments made for that. I'm going to jump out of the train right here. You could see railroad crossing down. And once it gets out of there, it'll go back up. There we go. We'll take a foot ride, yeah. So over on our beaches, we put the beach props in on the beach so that that looks a little bit more lively, I guess you could say. We've got some beach umbrellas, lifeguard stations, and volleyball nets. And you can hear the seagulls. You hear the seagulls and the water splashing? All the sounds are actually where they should be, which is kind of cool. I think you guys should be able to hear that. Couple piers, little ice cream truck. Let's get some cool tractor ice cream. So, just redid the whole beach area. You'll hear proper noises where they should be. I got a floating pole on volleyball net. That's why I'm walking around a little bit. Floating volleyball. We'll angle that a little bit. Can we go underneath it? Nope, can't go underneath. Couple little boats and... Oh, water in the boat. I had to check that because that happens. Water in rowboat. Got to raise that up. Feds Dog, thank you for the sub. Resubscribe for 5 months in a row. Or for 5 months. I don't know if they were in a row. It just says 5 months. But thank you so much, Feds Dog. Appreciate it. Let's check out... I thought that boat was actually on land. I don't know why it's in the water. Let's see. This one's half sunken too. Yep, we got to pull them boats up a little bit. Pull them up, get them on shore. We don't want water in the boats. But you can go out on the pier and watch the boats go by. Isn't that nice? All right. Let's jump into my truck. I've been bailing. That's why I wanted the money. I need to get a auto loading pickup for the bales. We're gonna head this way. We're gonna start down in the south, show you what things look like. Now, eventually I would like to add more traffic splines all over the map, but I'm gonna have to, right now I just have a couple loop splines. I want the splines where they go and they stop and they merge into the other roads, and that's all single straight ones that hook together. And that means I would have to redo a lot of the spline I already did, so now that I've learned how to do them. So that's not going to happen right away, because those splines took about 4 hours a piece, and there's 2 of them. We did hook up the, that's a wood cell station right there, so if you're down here on the south side of the map and you get wood, you can go in and sell it off. Here, let me make sure my trigger box should be right down here. Yep, the marker's there. So you could sell off wood down here as well. That was not in yesterday. Or yeah, it was. I just did that today. You think I can move a bunch of files from if you delete out the i3ds for them and the texture files, just keep the XMLs. They call the in-game i3ds already. Aha. I see. So you saw a mixer go by in a car, and you will see along the road lots of people just walking through here. We added some pedestrian splines, so we've got some people walking. Thank you there, King Farmer 8. I appreciate the comments. Yeah, look at all the people. Look at all the people just walking down the street. They're having a nice stroll because it's kind of a beachy area. So yeah, it's kind of cool to drive down, have vehicles go by every now and then. It's not a lot of traffic because the bigger the map, the more spline you have, the more the traffic gets spread out. So I think it's just enough to not be annoying and still have some life in the map. And as we add more splines, there will be fewer cars as well, spread out all over the map. But all the people walking through there on the cobblestone walkway. Yeah, splines are. They can, but man, we got them done. I got down pretty good when I started. This one's a long one. You watch. I might even have a couple hiccups, but see the cars going up over the bridge. It goes all the way around the outside road in both directions, so there'll be cars following me. Although I won't, I'll catch up to some in this lane, I'm sure, as we go around. We should catch up to some. But we have vehicles. So it kind of covers the outside of the map. Yep, there's one in front of me right now. We're coming up on it. So it's a little life all around the map. Not exactly. Uh, I added lots of bushes and stuff too. You could see in the distance around the factories. Just went through with a lot of finishing touches. And see, even the spline for the vehicle. Watch that. When the cars come down here, they'll raise up, hopefully pretty close to properly. See how it went right up and over too? The railroad track. There's another one coming, isn't there? Yeah, they raise right up and go over the top too. No internet? Oh no, that's no fun. Let's see. Added some weed textures in some places, or different foliage textures. I just wanted to get more stuff in there to make the map come alive. Wait till we go back to the original farm, our starter farm too. But there is traffic that goes all the way along this outer loop right now. We'll catch back up to our cement mixer. And in most places you can squeeze between them with a regular pickup truck because the roads are wide enough. So for anybody that hasn't been on the map yet, you will notice we're coming up into the mountain region. Well, we are in the mountain region right now. And there's forests and fields and mountains all throughout. We're doing the outside loop right now. I believe I have a spline issue because I don't see the tugs out there. They were there. I hope I didn't move the one I had instead of adding a new one. But I had tugs out there too. Either way, it's not throwing an error. The map is error free as well right now. You moved to a brand new built property. That's pretty cool. So that's what this port looks like. I put a few silos. They empty down onto the boat down below, but you can also bring a vehicle in here. There is no train access to this one, but having this behind here. Oh, mark that grate as too high. Grate at Northport. I need to turn over my page. I'm glad I'm doing one more quick look around here because They're just stupid little things that you can't see all the time in the editor. There's a great floating. Any other? Are those objects? Yeah, that one's floating. So the decals are floating just a little bit on and this building. We'll have to jump in and get some stuff lowered. Get some stuff lowered on the North Port. Again, we're near the water, so we hear the seagulls. We've got mining all the way around the map. The car is zipping right around with you. So they follow this exact path as I'm going around the outside. The cars do. They follow this whole road, both directions. Hey KW, how you doing? Just getting here? Anybody's just getting here just missed the boat demo, which we'll go back to that later. Even though I just sold everything off. Woo! Wipeout. So there's lots of areas around off the main road. I'm just doing the quick main road. If you look at the mini map, we are driving through and there's fields. Like if we took a turn, there's field 3 up there. Plenty of mine areas. All in the top third of the map. You can see we've got some mining. Yeah, that one hit a little bump there. Boop. And what is there only concrete trucks on this spline? I guess so right now. No, I think we might have passed something else. So a little bit of traffic. I like it. I like it, but we got to add some more at some point. Woohoo! Get some airtime. So yeah, that's a long spline right there. It couldn't be any longer. I took the outside because there were no stopping places, and did the spline all the way around the outside. For our traffic. So we come back down through. I didn't even watch the traffic that much, but we should be okay looking going up over. I really did. I just put the spline in. We might have a couple issues, but let's see what happens. He goes up pretty quick. Oh, we got a spline issue right there on that bridge. Did you see that? I have one node. Spline East Bridge. He went underneath the bridge. I'm gonna have to follow the vehicles all the way around. He dipped right in there. I guess I should jump in and start fixing some of these things before I forget them all. Is there any way to increase the traffic of vehicles? Every video I said no. However, they spawn in when you start up a game, and the vehicles get more and more the longer you play until they reach a certain point. The more splines you add to the game, the fewer the vehicles will show because they're spread across all the splines. But you can get a backup if you want to pull out in front. Let's see what happens if I pull out. If he can stop in time. Oh, I let him by. I let him by. See if I can get back out in front of him. I do go faster than he does. I don't know if I have to put a bigger cone on the car. Let's see what happens if he hits me or not. No, he stopped. He might have bumped me, but You want to get a line of cars? Oh, stop beeping your horn. Just hold up traffic until a whole bunch of them come. That'll here you go. Here comes another one. Good job stopping. So with the oh, quiet you. Oh, he clipped right through. So they need a bigger stopping cone on the vehicles, which we showed you how to do that. I hope I have time. I've got tomorrow to bring in the vehicles and try to do it's either that or slow down the traffic on the spline, but I kind of like it going 55 on this huge map, you know, roughly because the original traffic was so darn slow. So that is the outer loop of the map. I'm going to head north, not through the factory, but around it. The sugar mill's floating a little bit, that building. I'm going to go into the editor and fix some of these things. That's what we got to do. Get those floating objects at the sugar mill. I don't like floating objects, but the map is so big and a lot of things we pop in and yeah, we'll go in and fix up some of those. So if it's your first time here, you will notice that our central fertilizer is working as a purchase point. I also put the oil spot decals throughout several of the places here in the center of the map too. So these oil spots were not there originally. We added those in. And some more of the parked cars just to give it a little bit of a detail. Yeah. Oh, those tailgaters. It'll get there. Yeah, he was just joking, I know. Darn tailgaters. That's why I stopped in front. I wanted to see if they could stop in time. They can't. So there's going to be a little bit of adjustments there. I don't know if you noticed, there was a whole new line of trees down the middle of the map and more trees in different areas. Actually, I should have showed you that first. Just to fill in some blank spots to give you a little bit more of a not as wide open look when you're starting. So literally this one road or the railroad right through center town has a row of trees on both sides all the way across the center of the map. Goes and it picks up back up on the other side of the city. As you can see in the distance, which is actually a pretty good transition point between the rolling hill lands and the flatlands. Once you pass that tree line, can I go that way? Yes, I can. Boop. Let's put trees throughout the center area as well, just to give some life into the city. Am I gonna have a beta? Once the map is released, we'll get it up. Well, I'm gonna have it up on my server hopefully tomorrow, if I get the time, if we can get everything fixed. But the map won't be released till they release it in the mod contest. So only the guys that play on our server will have a chance to give it a shot, and I don't have time to fix everything. So let's find everything I can tonight. I got a couple hours in the morning. Then we got to send it off. So that's why I'm doing a pretty good drive around here, looking for anything, trying to hit most of the places. Up here at the main farm, which is down the road somewhere, I gotta take a look up there. There shouldn't be any floating trees because that new, well, that feature where you can put them on the ground. Our pond. Oh, I added the reeds into some of the ponds as well to give them a little bit more. So a lot of little eye candy type things. What I'm going to do is I got one field done here. So you can see our starter farm. If you start, I put some trees around there as well, just to fill in the property a little bit. You hear a dog barking? Distant dog sound when you're at your farm, which is kind of cool. Our starter fields, that one was wheat. This one here is our clover field. I'm gonna get this guy going because we're gonna be baling up the grass windrow that comes from the clover as well in a little bit. Um, ba ba ba. What I need to do is sell off this trailer. We gotta test a few things. That's okay. I haven't been on the server either. I've been doing this, and I did work myself an extra long shift yesterday. They are so short-handed at work. They keep asking me, "You want to stay another hour? You want to stay another hour?" Only reason why I did because I knew I had today off. I've been on this map. Well, I was on for a couple hours when I got home last night working on the map till 2 a.m. and I got up at 8:30 and I've been here all day. Just trying to get different things added in. Driving across my field. We've got some cash. So far though, other than a few floating objects, the map is pretty darn good. I see no need to add anything else in before the mod contest unless something is missing. But we're gonna turn left here. Go past Park Seed. I'm gonna sell this and get the Akusen Auto Stacker. So you can sell larger pieces of equipment out here, or you can go into the shop to sell small things. Some things you might have a hard time getting in here. Whoop, wrong key. Doop. Let's see if I get the sell trigger okay. Sell! Yes! I don't need that. I want something bigger and more fun. Do we have the modded one in here? I tried to copy over my mods. Do I want the John Deere auto? Nah, I'll just go with the smaller one. That thing's huge. I don't mind having the... I don't mind having this one. For now. Save my money. Let's go back there and pick it up. Here, we'll go through. We have an auto stacker. I think it's coming along. Like I said, it's mostly just a few floating objects here and there. And there's still a ton of property out there for when we get the factories to put in. I added the loading ramp on the outside over here, so if you can't fit a big vehicle inside, you can offload on that ramp as well at the main station. Central station holds 100 million. The ones around the outside, all the other ones, hold 10. There was a new one added, Midwest Station right here. So if you're running these mines over this area, you can load into Midwest Station. So your storage areas are the Midwest and the North. This area you're going to have to come all the way out or go west because there's nothing really up here yet. Uh, and you got the Western Station right there. Sell points are in between. And you've got the Southeast. Those are all the 10 million, and the middle one, Central, holds 100. And that's all your storage. And we're heading over to the farm. Currently, the Super Duper, which was Campbell's, I changed the name, and the Shell Station, which is now the Star Gasoline there, or Star Fuels, they are sell points for some products because we'll be switching them over when we get the factory scripts back to, but I needed to have them something complete. I didn't want to put something in that I was just going to completely take out later when the mod contest came, so I stuck the buildings in there that we will have in there, and we'll just switch some triggers and reactivate the making of the seed fuel fertilizer when they come along. But for now, they are sell points for a few products, just the mod contest release. So which one is is it V or, oh, B. B for operating position. I'm not going to pick up a million bales right now. I got to jump back in and do some work, but I'll pick up a load of them. Pick up a load of bales. Come back later. I hear a doggy. What's cool about the noises in the game too is that different noises activate, they're set on different parts of the day. So, like you won't hear the crickets near around the ponds and stuff unless it's nighttime, which only makes sense. I hope we don't hear the dog barking at night, but I can't remember what that's set to. But certain noises are only active during certain parts of the day in the sound file, which is kind of cool. It is going to be FS19 Pleasant Valley. We're going to keep it simple. Version 1, but we didn't put the version number. We just made it FS19 Pleasant Valley. Every year, we've always had just that year in Pleasant Valley. And then we've got the industry. We just went a little out of order this time. We did industries first because we were finishing that up. So I want to keep it the same. Then people will get familiar with the franchise. It's been working all these years. It's a franchise. Yeah, that's what we're calling it. I don't know where I want to put the bales.